The feminine is not just boobs and a beautiful shape and, long hair, long nails, and the things that we think and identify with as being a woman or being feminine.
Welcome to the Golden Age Goddess Podcast. We stand for peace, love, happiness, and abundance for all. Listen to your heart and soul's call, and we will encourage you to be bold, audacious, and devoted. Kim, Indigo, and Wind, helping you win by healing deep within. Only way to the Golden Age. Like, share, and subscribe today.
So, how does the divine feminine differ from gender and stereotypical feminine characteristics? Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking Indigo should go for that one. You kind of already touched on it a little bit,
The divine feminine, we kind of touched on it on the last question, but just to say, the feminine is not just boobs and a beautiful shape and, long hair, long nails, and the things that we think and identify with as being a woman or being feminine. A feminine woman, a divine feminine in her, we talked about the characteristics, but in her essence, even more, it's beyond just the physical features. And it's like in all the aspects of life, you will see the feminine show up and express herself. Another thing that I like to think about when I think about the feminine and the masculine and the stereotype of how a feminine should be is that most of the women now in our time are very masculine. They're not even feminine in naturally we are feminine, but a lot of us have disconnected from the feminine attributes that is that softness, that vulnerability, that ability to communicate and hold ourselves accountable and others accountable, that ability to be in our flow, be in our feminine flow. The feminine is like the water. It flows. It is when we're in alignment with our being, we understand that everything is just like the river. It's just gonna keep flowing, and we don't have to go and force and fight our way to be heard, seen. No, a divine feminine is seen, not heard. She doesn't have to be heard because she brings that energy, and the energy speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then also, I like to just highlight just really quickly, the feminine and masculine is in all of us, right? And we scientifically, it is proven that the right side of the brain is the feminine side of the brain that is manifested on our left side of our body. And the left side of the brain, which is our logical side of the brain, is the masculine, more masculine side, right? And that masculinity is also plays its part. So just because we're talking about divine feminine in this video doesn't mean that the masculine doesn't, hold a vital part in the balancing of the two coming together. But we all need to balance both our masculine and our feminine attributes. And the reason why we're talking about the divine feminine in this video is because the divine feminine has been oppressed for so long. And a lot of people aren't identifying or even connected to their feminine side, their feminine attribute. So, I just wanted to mention that. And when we bring those two sides together, our left and right brain hemispheres, we are truly in alignment with being able to ascend up and be into the fifth dimension, the golden age, and what that is about.
Absolutely.
Love that so much. I also wanted to touch on a topic like the divine feminine and the woman, it's like we birth creation and life through us. It's like, how much more powerful and sovereign could you be, you know, beyond
Mhm.
anything? It's like we birth life through us. I'm not a mother, but I've been around, you know, amazing mothers. I know Layla Wind is a beautiful, has been such an inspiring role model for me in regards to the way that she mothers her child, Cairo, beautiful Cairo. And it's like, it just goes beyond, it goes even beyond like the gender, right? But at the same time, it's like the feminine is the creator, the birther of life. You know,
Mhm.
it's so sovereign to be in
Mhm.
that energy where you're creating life through you, you know? And yes, you do need that masculine, like you said. But it's like the woman is the one that bears all of that pain and that trauma through birth as well, you know?
Mhm.
So it's like that's what's coming up for me is is like the woman is the strength, the creator of life itself. That's coming up for
Absolutely.
me.
Yeah, for sure. And that distinguishes so much from like the characteristics of being the divine feminine, which is where we're talking about the hair, the makeup, the boobs, even just being sweet, kind of docile, um, very passive, and sometimes passive aggressive if it's the wounded feminine aspect. But when we actually are talking about that empowered feminine, we're talking about that again, going back to that pure unconditional love and that motherly instinct that we all have. And like as you were saying, Kim, like that mother, thank you for your beautiful honoring, but you are a mother as well. You mother yourself. You've
Mm,
given birth to yourself. You've
yes.
given birth to your visions, like your beautiful
Mhm.
visions. That is that divine feminine energy. She's like a master manifester. That girl be going, she went into it, just it came back from India, like manifested like instantly going to India. Like talk
Yes.
about the divine feminine. The divine feminine is also that magic. It's that miraculous
Mhm.
energy. It's that miraculous energy. And that's the love that our mother has for us, is that we can create miracles and um literally out of thin air, just through our love, that's just through our beingness, by us
Right.
following our passions and our hearts. And that's
Mhm.
the miracle consciousness. And so
Absolutely.
that is what distinguishes. And again, like Indigo said, we all have access to that. It doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man or whatever, we all have access to that. So that's that divine feminine energy. And even speaking on what Indigo was saying about vulnerability, vulnerability is key, very key. But when you're in that feminine essence and you're around other feminines, it's easier to be vulnerable because you feel safe. So if you're
Mm,
with a safe mother figure or a safe father figure, whoever, a safe human figure,
yeah.
you feel safe to be vulnerable. And that is that divine feminine as well. So it works hand in hand, the vulnerability and also the vulnerability being in a safe space.
You know, as we talk about mothers, just take a moment to just share, because my mother has been a huge inspiration for me, even in my spiritual growth and development, even in my holistic practices. She inspired me through her own endeavors, through her own will to do better for herself, eat better,
Mhm.
and provide a space for us, her children. And I see my mother make a way out of no way. The strength
Mm,
of a mother, the
yeah.
ability to pull some scraps together and make a meal that feeds the
Mhm.
whole family,
That magic. Mhm.
it's magical. The
Yeah.
divine feminine is magic. That is
Mhm.
the true
Absolutely.
magic.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yes.
And
love
that's
that.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm feeling
Yeah.
called to take a moment to honor all of our mothers right
oh
now.
Mhm.
yes.
A moment for my heart to send our
Yeah.
mothers so much love for doing the best that they could in the
Mhm.
best of their capability.
Mm. Absolutely. They
Mm.
need it. We need it. We all need it.
Yes.
Gratitude.
And also to the mothers of all of you watching, All of our
Yes.
mothers, even if you don't have the best relationship with your mother, because that's a real thing, especially the mother wound. The mother wound is huge in the collective. Not all of us have had the best mothers, but recognize that they've been hurt as well. And a lot of them, they didn't know the way. And it's not to excuse behaviors. It just creates understanding, more compassion, as Kim said, more grace, and just praying for them, praying for them and also praying for ourselves, and ultimately changing that ancestral coding through creating a new way for ourselves, how we, and if you weren't mothered correctly, this is a beautiful time for you to mother yourself.
Yes, mother, that inner child. Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Golden Age Goddess Podcast. We stand for peace, love, happiness, and abundance for all. Listen to your heart and soul's call, and we will encourage you to be bold, audacious, and devoted. Kim, Indigo, and Wind, helping you in by healing deep within. Only way to the Golden Age. Like, share, and subscribe today.